Joining us today is Chef Kendall Mitchell, who's a regular at the Shelby Township Farmers Market. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, love going to farmers markets. So much to see and take in.
Absolutely.
What are you making for us today?
Well, today we're going to take advantage of some of the things that we have around this time of year.
Yeah.
Sweet corn is in. You'll see it at the markets, at the farmers markets, at the mega marts. It's everywhere.
Okay. What you going to make?
We're going to do a sweet corn succotash today.
Alrighty.
It's kind of a corn saute, sort of. People know of it as fried corn sometimes. But succotash, what makes it succotash is the introduction of some sort of bean. Green beans, you could do lima beans, pole beans, they call them in the southern regions.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do today is kind of a east meets west, or east meets the south, sort of.
All right, we like it. So what's the first thing you're going to put in the pan?
So we're going to start with the oil first. We do a little grapeseed oil and
why do you use
butter.
grapeseed oil?
Grapeseed oil, I just think it's healthier oil for you. It has a higher smoke point. See, we're getting a little bit of browning there on our butter. And we use butter just for the richness.
Okay, and you want the pan to be really hot?
You want the pan to be really hot for a saute.
Okay.
We'll add in some garlic, aromatics. I'm gonna get a little chefy so we can start with our pan. And then we'll add in, we'll add in our corn next.
So after the garlic, you just had some shallots? Is that what that is?
Shallots.
Okay.
In the culinary world, we call it aromatics. Anything that lends a fragrance or a base flavor to your dish.
Okay. Makes sense, because you can really, really smell it in here, too. And what did you do to the corn?
The corn, you can, to make it cook a little faster, you can blanch it a bit just by putting it into some hot boiling water with a little bit of salt, just to get it started.
That smells great. And as you're doing this, I mean, just talk to us about all the things you can find at farmers markets, because all of these ingredients, that's where you got this from, right?
Actually, all of these come from the farmers market. The sweet corn we have in Michigan right now. I got some nice cherry or plum tomatoes. You can find some of the farmers will have those. Right now, what you're going to see is the larger tomatoes. They look like beefsteak tomatoes. We can get some of those. But any of those will work. I'm just using the cherry or the plum tomatoes because they look cool.
Yeah.
You can get the flavor in there.
Yeah, that's great. And so how long do you kind of stir this around?
Well, with a saute, you want to keep it moving while you have the hot pan going so that you don't get any browning. You don't want scorching or browning on it. Caramelization of sugars is what causes that browning, but you don't want to over caramelize, if you know what I mean.
Okay. And so for a succotash, you were saying too, I mean, you can really, it's your pick what you want to throw in there, and just kind of using whatever is seasonal, right?
Right. And in this case, we're doing sort of a popular ingredient now, edamame, in place of our lima beans.
Okay.
Or any sort of green bean that we have in there.
And tell us about the Shelby Township Farmers Market. How often does it happen, and, you know, where is it located?
Well, Shelby's my home market, I call it. I love to go to the farmers markets anyway during the season. Farmers market season is usually from May until the end of October. But at Shelby, we're out on the old Packard Proving Grounds. For those who are in the Warren, Sterling Heights area, they probably know that area that monument pretty well. It's a nice farmhouse. But it's Saturdays from 9 a.m. till 2. And I'm out there cooking up things. And
you're cooking it up too there.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Trying to figure out some things that we can make with the fresh produce that we have from that Michigan offers. Oh,
it really, really looks good. And you also own a catering company too?
I do. I'm a personal chef and private events caterer. True Gourmand is my business. And I cater to special menus and people with nutritional guidelines. But what I'd like to do, there's a vein of freshness that goes through anything that I cook or anything I prepare. I try to get people to understand that they can have fresh food and it can taste good too. All
right, fresh food just like this. We're going to wrap things up because we're pretty much out of time. So I'm just going to stick my fork right in here. All right. And so give it a taste. That's so good, and there's like 5 ingredients in there. That's delicious. Thank you so much. We're going to have the recipe on our website, WXYZ.com. Just check the scene on 7th section.
Thank you.